3 years ago when R&B got on board with Ultra Trail Cape Town, it was a noticeable leader in the sport. Not just in South Africa, but actually on the global stage. We enter into these partnerships to do so much more than transform an event. And so for us, it's important that whatever we get involved in, whatever sponsorship, whatever sport, whatever arts event, that those partnerships reflect a deeper and more meaningful impact on the societies in which we're involved.
This partnership, it's our first year. We think it's one that's going to last many years. And they're very much about not just being a brand at the finish line. They want to make an intrinsic effort to be noticed by the community, doing things that have real value. They're not short term, they're not here to make a splash, put up some branding. It's all about how can we help this sport, how can we change the community in a better way.
One of the other things that attracted us to R&B Ultra Trail Cape Town in the first place was the good that they do in the environment in which they play. They work with a number of beneficiaries and MPOs to really preserve and maintain the iconic trails of that Cape network, including Table Mountain. They work with Friends of Table Mountain, Sustainable Cedar, the Sugarbird Project, and others to really make sure that those trails are well maintained, the biodiversity is looked after, and R&B identified that as a place where we could really add huge value, just through investment, support, and resource, and ultimately awareness of the good that all these beneficiaries do. So after that first year of partnership with R&B Ultra Trail Cape Town, we realized quite quickly that there was so much more we could do in this space. Our second partnership was a natural transition from R&B Ultra Trail Cape Town to R&B Ultra Trail Drakensberg. And R&B Ultra Trail Drakensberg was just a celebration of South African natural heritage that was such a good addition to our trail running portfolio. And at Ultra Trail Drakensberg, we're working with the Wildlife Act to protect and preserve a critically endangered species in the bearded vulture.
Southern Drakensberg and the World Heritage Site in which UTD takes place is a prime habitat for bearded vultures, Cape vultures, and UTD supports Wildlife Act, who's the primary driver behind the Mzimkhulu hide, and then also for the Captive Breeding Centre and assisting them and helping to preserve the habitat of these birds. I think a big part of R&B coming on board is they recognise our relationship as a race that we have with the environment around us in the World Heritage Site. And they really support the ethos of trail right across the spectrum with regard to everything that events like UTD stand for, and that's really cool to see.
Lastly, we have introduced the third trail running property in R&B Run for Rivers in the Simonsburg region. Our investment and our sponsorship of that race, together with the Bano Conservancy, is going towards their efforts in maintaining and preserving that Simonsburg region and the Simonsburg mountain range. And specifically ensuring that the streams and the rivers in the area are clean, maintained, and sustainable for future generations.
This is a very exciting event for us, and we love the philosophy of R&B and their investments into the environment and what we are committed to ourselves here on the estate.
R&B's sponsorships and partnerships look to totally transform a space. One such ways in which we do that is really look from the grassroots right up to the top at the elite level. One of the best examples of that in the trail running world is our partnership with Live to Run, which is an incredible organization that identifies and enables young talent in that trail running community to make a career out of trail running.
When I was looking for a sustainable partner. I was looking for someone who would believe in what we're doing and really to come alongside and help us to scale up and to be able to take this vision to a greater audience.
R&B is not about just giving paychecks and handing out. It actually wants to be part of initiatives, and with Live to Run, we can actually be actively involved and make a difference.
It's a wonderful ecosystem and a circular model of young, talented athlete becomes athlete, coach, mentor, who then gives back to the next generation of young talent. We have such incredible talent at that grassroots level, but they need the opportunity, they need the enabler that's going to give them the platform to showcase that talent. So all of our partnerships in trail running have this extra dimension to them in that we are doing good in the environments in which we tread. And so working with the race beneficiaries and NPOs, we realize that the impact that we're having over and above trail running specifically is profound. R&B's always been of the belief that meaningful, lasting impact for a few is much more meaningful than fleeting impact for many. And through these partnerships, we're in the business of changing lives. We also have realized and acknowledged that they need long-term, ongoing commitment and support. And so our partnerships reflect that. They're all long-term. We want to make a lasting impact on these places, and we want to continue to grow the sport. If you grow the sport, you grow the attendance, you grow the eyeballs on these events, then you grow the awareness for the preservation of trails, the protection of species, and the ability to provide access to opportunity for children from Live to Run. And there's not too many conversations that are more important than that.